sprockets are no good, right?
No. Right, those sprockets are going to be replaced.
Right. There's some right there if you want to use them, they might work.
So they were hitting on the framework of the piece, so you couldn't get it to work. How you doing, Mason?
Andy, stay home.
Mm-hmm.
These are sealed ones. It's probably still good.
And they have a grease thing on the shaft. Some of these they have screws, others are riveted. Put an impact on those while holding this side with a flathead screwdriver. If they're riveted, drill them out and get yourself some bolts. This is a little time-consuming process. When we get all the screws out, this front plate slides off. It should break free. Just use some PP blaster and clean up this shaft with a wire wheel.
You have to get a small socket ratchet and use the bolt. You're gonna have to hold that tight with the screwdriver to get them off.
Give that a whirl. Ooh, you got her nice and red. Came right off. They were super stubborn. They would not move at all. We needed a little heat to get them out. That plate come right off?
Yep.
Oh, that was easier than I thought. That was nice. Get that rubber mallet or something? It doesn't matter if we break these. We'll be on the snow in no time. I think the screws are holding it on.
Yeah.
Just gonna get them all lined up nice and tight here. When you're doing these, the inside one does not come off. That is fixed. Do not pound on that or anything stupid. That's not supposed to move. Only the outside plate. I have a couple sets at home that are actually broken there. Probably from somebody hammering on them, but see if I can weld them and actually use them again. This set's good. If you're gonna do a favor to the next guy replacing these, you would change out the screws because these flatheads are absolute bullshit. But I don't have 24-ish of these size bolts and nuts laying around, so we're gonna reuse them. We only broke one, so we'll have an oddball, but this sled will not get a ton of use, so hopefully these hold up for the lifetime of them for us. We'll add them to our collection, which I will show you in another video. We're using a rubber mallet or a plastic mallet, so we're not digging this up any worse than it was. These weren't bent too badly. I had to shape one back a little bit, but they're pretty much good to go. It's off a really nice machine, actually. This is off of a '69 Ski Doo Olympique. Yeah.
Because that fits in there like that. See that lip? That's got to lock into the part on the snowmobile. You can't put it in like that because, yeah, it's got to go like that. Especially in the front, because one of them's got gear oil in it.
Yeah, these are for the rear.
And that's why the spring's in there. They got to go like that. Then you push them into the...
That way?
Yeah. Yes.
Now let's press those bearings on.
That's got to go towards the shaft. That way any gear oil in there don't go out. If it's the ones that's gear oil. But if they're fed by grease, they come through here. That's why they have to be like that, so the grease gets up into the bearings. Either way, gear oil or grease, these got to be in.
Yeah, this is going to be the rear, so.
Keep going. Okay. Just release it. The one we're going to need a deep socket on is a spline shaft part. Okay. On the side, because the grease comes through there and then gets up into them. And you don't have seals for them, do you, the other ones?
No, they're own.
Want to roll that back out?
We're back at this again. We're going to try pressing these on in the garage without a press, which probably most of you are experiencing. Not everyone has a press laying around in their workshop. So you're going to put your bearing, your seals on first. They cup up into your, in this case, the crankcase. Your bearing. And this method, I'm going to try to dry them on using a vise that's open wider than the shaft, with the bearing down there and the bearing up top. Most important part is to make sure they go on straight. Typically don't dry them on at the same time, but haven't done them in a couple of years either. They do fit tight, and there is a distinct line where they stop. Right now we're flush with the spindle. It's going to be driven on down to here. I'm going to work on the other side for a moment. Actually, this side's flush now too. So now we got to find, basically what I'll use is a socket that's bigger than the shaft, and I'm still going to touch this metal on the center of the bearing. All right, so I moved this side to the bench because it's flush ready and that's where it needs to be. This socket's actually not deep enough. I'm gonna have to dig a little deeper, or deeper, pun intended. But for now, I'll just get this thing started. I guess I can use a metal hammer now. I think that's all about all I'm going to get with this socket. I'm going to have to see if I can find another one that's a little deeper. I don't know if I'm going to actually have anything like that, but I'll look around. What I ended up using was this piece of galvanized pipe. It's either for a trampoline or for maybe a deer feeder, I'm not positive, but it was perfect size to go around the shaft and touch the inner side of the bearing so you're not driving on the bearing balls or seal, which I actually hit that seal and had to pry it back up a bit, but it still spins free. And for measurement purposes, I use an existing one I have. You get a pretty good idea where it sets because there's a pronounced line, but it drives onto pretty much as far as it can, and these are measuring about exact, so we're good to go.